Hello, welcome to 323 Science Fiction Radio. Today we're going to be talking about Paul Anderson. Now, I have a book of his, Homeward and Beyond, short stories. Paul Anderson was a science fiction writer. Here's the book right here. And then this is copyrighted 1975. I'm going to read some of his stories. Not that he or any of us wanted it. You learn to gain worthily in a universe not especially designed for you, or you die. There is no third choice. We approach its latest star because every G-type dwarf beckoned us, but we did not establish an orbit around its most terrestrial attendant until Neutrino analysts had verified that nobody in the system had developed atomic energy. And we exhausted every potentiality of our instruments before we set down our first robot probe. The sun with a G9 golden luminosity, half a sols. The world which interested us was close enough to get about the same irradiation as Earth. It was smaller surface gravity, 0.75, with thinner and drier atmosphere. However, the air was perfectly breathable by the humans, and bodies of water existed, which we called modest oceans. The globe was very lovely where it turned against two-star crowded night, blue tawny, rusty brown, white clouded, two little moons, skipped an escort. This is Wings of Victory by Paul Anderson. This is a Star Trek book put out by IDW. Star Trek was created by Gene Roddenberry. There we go. And this is written by John Byrne, who did the X-Men. Pictures from the TV series was photoshopped. Right here. There's Enterprise. Episode. Pretty interesting series. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Star Wars by Dark Horse. Marvel retained the rights. They originally did Star Wars in the 70s after the first film was released. Dark Horse came back with it in the 90s. There were some novels as well. Their prequels in the Disney films contradict the Star Wars novels that came out in the 90s. I've never read them, but they sound pretty good, though. Kind of like this. Just R2-D2. Like this. Oh my, it's pretty good artwork actually. I just Kind of like them. Here's a sample of a Star Wars comic. I got it for free. I kind of like the 70s Star Wars better. I mean, the comic that Marvel did. Than what Marvel's doing with it right now. It's just not. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Almost looks like Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. The Shadow. It's an old time radio. What fear looks in the hearts of men. Only the Shadow knows. Get another book right here. What else do I have? More Star Trek and Star Wars. This came out after the Wrath of Khan. We're here at Star Trek, and the other Star Trek book is better because it has the actual actors from the original TV series, but DC did the best they could do. This came out in the 80s. So Savick would be a regular character of this Enterprise. They're in their movie version uniforms, and Sulu and Uhura and Scotty should all have their own ships and duties besides being on the Enterprise after 20 years. In this issue, a Klingon helps Captain Kirk, and he joins the crew unofficially. Predates TNG for a couple of years. It's much better if they can get the actors and photos and just do a little story and just do an artwork. And it's fair. It's fair artwork. There's nothing really spectacular about it or bad about it at the same time. It's about average. And Savick in the comics doesn't look like Kirstie Alley. Here's another science fiction comic. Oh, Neon Future. I got this for free at a comic convention. Let me show you this. This is pretty good artwork. Neon Future. You can pick this up. 30 years in the future, the world is in grips with global recession. Artificial intelligence and automation has caused mass unemployment. Every man is ready to be savage in some cause. William James. There's the artwork here. It's pretty good, actually. I like this drawings right here. So this is the first issue. It came out a couple of months ago. I wonder what it's like now. There's another book right here, Continent. It's a science fiction by IDW. Let me take this out right here. Continent. Oops. Oh. 2005.